What's up, everyone? This is Goldilocks, former TNA backstage interviewer, manager, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Thanks for being here.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 231 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Bob Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, we are at the Go Home show before Sacrifice 2006. I'm so excited. I'm yawning in the intro. I tried holding it in.
Oh my god. Oh my god,
So
guys.
It's fine. We're doing great. It's May 11th. 2006, and we know the main event tonight.
Well,
I don't know what the fuck Dallas is doing, but that just happened. America's Most Wanted, the NWA World Tag Team Champions, are teaming up with Bobby Roode, who was a previous hated rival, and taking on the team of AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Rhino in a 6-man tag. And then also, we are going to officially find out who Sting's partner for Sacrifice is going to be. Now, Sting is going to be in a tag match against Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner, but for the last couple of weeks, we have not known the partner. The first week, it could have been Luger or Buff Bagwell, but Jarrett didn't take the offer. And then last week, Jarrett did not take the offer, and it was going to be Rick Steiner. So we dodged a bullet on that one. And then also, the last thing that I can really remember is that Kevin Nash's X Division interview, part 2, with Alex Shelley, is going to be taking place today as well. Big God. So, Dallas, how are we feeling as we head into not only the May 11th, 2006 Impact, but Sacrifice next week?
I just tried to talk as you were doing that yawn, and I realized I muted myself so I don't scream into the microphone again as I'm trying to close my phone and videos start to play. We are off to an excellent start on episode 231 here. But this episode of Impact, our go-home show, it sounded good. Who's going to be the partner? Is it bad that I'm more interested right now to see what Kevin Nash interview is going to be? After he...
No, because I think I am too.
What he just said, he drew the most money in WWF history when he was champion, when that was literally the exact opposite of the truth. So, what else is he going to spit out of his mouth? I can't wait to find out, to be honest. So, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And the 6-man will be fine. It's a very much a filler match. But it'll be fine. And the World X Cup continues, so that's been lots of fun.
No, the World X Cup. That's right.
Yeah. So I'm feeling good about Sacrifice.
No, we haven't gotten anything from Team 3D.
Oh, wow. That's a really interesting point.
I mean, with such a quick turnaround, maybe they just don't have anything for these guys.
That could be it, which is interesting. It's actually kind of funny because I had a half note about Team 3D I was going to mention, which I could literally tell you right now because Devon did an interview. And the only thing he talked about on TNA, he literally was like, I don't want to be a part of ECW. And mentions that the whole time. And then he says, I'm happy in TNA. TNA has done the right thing by us, which I just find very interesting because I don't know. As we've discussed before, I'm shocked Team 3D has been here this long and they're not the champions.
I am kind of as well, but
I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining either, because as soon as they win the tag titles, there's nothing left for them to do. I think the long-term storytelling is that they're trying to become the first team ever to hold the WWE, ECW, WCW tag team championships. So as soon as you do that, there's really no other purpose.
That's a really good point. And I gotta say though, having AMW essentially, well, the thing is they kind of have lost to Team 3D, but like not clean and not like pinned, obviously, because they lose the titles at this point. I think it's actually really interesting. And I think it kind of goes back to what we've discussed in the past, where we heard the rumor, what's this, 2 years ago now almost, where they were going to, apparently in the contract, they were going to beat the Outsiders. They were going to have a match with the Outsiders, Nash and Hall.
Oh, AMW. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sorry. Yes, AMW. And obviously that did not happen because Scott Hall ended up leaving and all this. But that being said, them not be essentially being thrown to Team 3D almost kind of makes up for it in a way. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's like the thing we're getting out of this. I don't know.
I see. I don't know. I feel like when Team 3D came in, I feel like it's the right move to not have them win the titles.
I think it's been smart. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. And I think that's what I've enjoyed most about it, to be honest.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, they beat Team Canada, and then they won. I guess you could say they won the feud with AMW with like that non-title tables match or whatever.
Exactly, and I think that's the difference here. They technically kind of won the feud, and then they pivoted to Team Canada, and they never really chased the titles again because Team Canada kept beating them down.
Right, and I'm just trying to think of another. What's another heel team? Oh, LAX.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a weird spot with LAX right now.
Yeah, and the thing too is like, if you were to go to LAX, I mean, I would have LAX beat them to like establish them.
I think that makes sense.
But I don't know how Team 3D would take that.
Right.
I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes.
Right.
Next few weeks.
Well, we will see. Well, Bob, let's get into it. I have some interesting stuff for you, and I got a big one. And actually, I was going to tell you that first, but I've decided you're going to have to wait. So I'm going to save that for the end before we get into today's show. Let's cover some other notes first, and then we will, of course, do some during the show as well. So I'm just going to start at the top here. Senshi did an interview saying that apparently he had no idea the match with Christopher Daniels at Lockdown was going to be in a cage until the day before. Yeah. As Alvarez says, someone
is going on?
Alvarez says someone wasn't paying much attention.
Yeah, what the fuck? Hey,
That's like so funny to me.
We're bugging you for Lockdown. It's probably our most popular pay-per-view. All the matches are inside of a steel cage. And this guy decides to come up here and be like, what?
I didn't know it was a cage.
I had no idea that's what we did here. What a fucking idiot.
Apparently, he also claims in this interview that he had not been approached about a spot in LAX yet, but he would be open to working with Homicide again. And he said that he was about to go on his last tour with Noah, and then he would be exclusively working for TNA. So he was about to kind of finish up doing his Japan dates there. It's pretty interesting. I thought there might have been a follow-up to that too, but I'm not 100% where it is. So we'll circle back on that if we find it. Next up, the Saturday replay block of Ultimate Fighter and TNA didn't do that strong on May 6th, And Dave says, I'm guessing the Ultimate Fighter took it to the chin from the De La Hoya fight, since it only did a 0.5. And TNA on the same night did a 0.6. So it's amazing that first run, Ultimate Fighter almost doubles Impact, and first replay, and first replay, TNA was ahead. So it's pretty interesting. Now, Impact on May 4th did a 0.89 rating with 1.0 million viewers and was down to 1.14 among males 18 to 34, or barely 1/3 of what Ultimate Fighter drew in the same demo. The TNA number sounds good on the surface, here we go again, but it's continuing to show a poor rating pattern and a very depressing inability to keep the audience. It opened with AMW versus Styles and Daniels doing a 1.13 rating. The first quarter since Ultimate Fighter is always one of the highest quarters in the history of the promotion, but they always lose from there. When you have to figure that's the UFC audience watching the opener and then moving elsewhere. The Eric Young and Johnny Devine versus Magno and Shocker match, and some stuff at the desk fell to a 0.85 rating, which was a drop of 314,000 viewers, or 25% of the audience that watched the tag title bout turned the show off. And nearly half the UFC fans, if not more, turned out before it even got going. Now, the segment with Sting, Steiner, and Jarrett, as well as the Nash interview with Shelley, even fell slightly to a 0.82. That's all the, quote, established star power that they have, and they still lost viewers. The Christian vs. Shelley TV main pulled a 0.77. So, pretty interesting. I actually really like the breakdown here. I think that's really interesting to see how it kind of goes through the show, even if it is a little sad. But it's kind of cool how we broke it down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with the constant, like, the ratings are not holding.
I know. Yeah.
Well, like that, I just don't. That's just not the case. To that, I mean, TNA has been on national, yeah, I guess, like, on television since June of 2004. Okay, and they had the weekly pay-per-views. We are now into May of 2006. That's less than 2 years. They've already changed networks. They've changed days 3 times at least. The FS7 one wasn't even universal in terms of at what time the show would air. It would air in different times at different markets.
Right.
So you go to Spike, which, I mean, has the WWE, or had the WWE relationship for a few years. Saturdays at 11 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the numbers that they're doing, I think, with all that context, I think they should be pretty happy with. And clearly they are. I mean, clearly Spike is. But from a journalistic standpoint, apparently it's horrible. Or people are not happy with it. I just don't know where they get that information from.
Right. I mean, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess we'll see what kind of keeps happening here. I don't know how long we're just gonna keep being like, hey, the ratings suck. It might be forever. I don't know.
Well, right. So, like, let's kind of peek ahead a little bit. If when they get to a primetime slot in the week, so instead of like 11, let's say 8 or 9 or whatever, if your rating stays where it's at, then there's clearly no growth.
Right.
You know what I mean? But to me, if you go from Saturday at 11 to Thursday at 11,
mm-hmm.
I would anticipate a dip rather than a growth, but
right. Let's see. Okay, I got 2. Well, I lied. I have 3 more things before I got my big one. Dave does a pretty interesting breakdown of the Kevin Nash segment too, but we already kind of talked about that. And if you listened to our show last week, we talked pretty much about everything he says. But the short version is he says no good can come of any of this, even though he liked it. He thought it was funny.
How can no good come out of it?
I think he doesn't like that. It kind of just shit talks the. It's just like talking bullshit, essentially.
Yeah, but like you were saying, so he was talking about the X Division, and I remember you said that Nash had pitched working the X Division, kind of run through them, and then he would lose to Styles.
Yeah, I think that was his original pitch idea.
Yeah, so
I think Dave is gonna be a little protective about the X Division during this whole situation, depending on how it develops.
Yeah, and well, and another thing too, though, is like Styles wouldn't really need that rub.
No. I mentioned it last week, but Shane Douglas, he's back. He did an interview this past week upon returning after his stay in rehab for an Oxycontin addiction. Douglas said he started using them under prescription with 2 pills a day, but built it up where he was taking 50 a day, including gobbling 15 pills at a time. Yeah, he's lucky he didn't die.
How do
Douglas,
you go from 2 to 50?
That's addiction, man. So Douglas said on December 6th, when his second son was born, he'd realized he'd better clean up, saying that he'd have hated if they grew up with the same stigma that their father died of a drug overdose. TNA officials told him that when he asked for time off, that he'd have his job waiting for him when he could return. So that's pretty awesome. Douglas said going through withdrawal was absolute hell. He said he was vomiting every 10 to 15 minutes for weeks, constant diarrhea, dehydration, and called it, like, quote, the worst flu you've ever had multiplied by 50. He said just moving from the couch to the bathroom was a major chore. So, needless to say, if he returned back to work this past week, he is doing significantly better.
That's wow.
So yeah, that's a little peek into
addiction. I would imagine that if you're taking 50, that you've got to be just like zombified.
Yeah, I'd have to assume.
I mean, right? I mean, there's no.
Yeah, I have to assume so. I don't know. This one's really interesting.
So when he did Hardcore Homecoming.
Oh yeah, he was probably.
Is he pilled out of his mind?
I don't know. He could have been, unless he wasn't doing it while he was working as much. Maybe it was after it or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Not good, regardless.
No.
This next note is kind of interesting and not something I expected to read this week. But apparently Jeff Jarrett arranged a conference call before the last pay-per-view for everyone in the Lethal Lockdown match. So Sting, Rhino, Killings, AJ Styles, himself, Scott Steiner, and AMW, so that they could go over the match ahead of time. Apparently, Killings, Chris Harris, AJ Styles, and Rhino all no-showed the call. This is of course report according to Dave here. What's being reported now? Killings, Harris, and Styles were all fined $200 for this. He says, I don't know about Rhino specifically, but anyway, none were happy. Dave goes on to say that Harris was very negative, and Styles called the office upset, wanting to talk to Jarrett, and wasn't put through and told not to call Jarrett.
So they were mad that they got fined?
I mean, I'm assuming, yeah.
But just be on the call then.
It's kind of interesting because I don't know. I guess this is the first time that we've been hearing about it report wise that Jarrett's like, we need to get on this call to plan out this match. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. But it's also weird how it's being reported like 3 weeks later too. But whatever.
Yeah.
That's also the part that's a little weird to me, but so be it. That's how things happen, I guess. And speaking of AMW, this is a really interesting note that you'll probably cover on our indie notes eventually. Maybe even today we'll talk about it a little bit. But on May 6th, AMW defended the tag team titles against Matt Bentley and our boy Slick Wagner Brown for Cyberspace Wrestling. And the interesting part of this is that they lost via disqualification. Now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Because the title can change hands on DQ.
Yeah. So, a few years back, TNA made the big announcement that their titles could change hands on a disqualification. Now, they've never changed that, but they also never had the champion get DQ'd to save his title since getting on FSN. And I can't remember the last time the announcers brought that up. Now, I guess those are TNA rules and not NWA title rules for other promotions, or they are completely forgotten by this point by TNA as well. So it's kind of a weird, it's kind of a weird situation.
Oh,
Technically,
man.
Bentley and Slick should be the NWA Tag Team Champions.
Could you imagine that you're watching, and the thing too, I guess these shows are taped, obviously, like weeks ago, but so let's say like the week after Sacrifice, you're watching the show, and suddenly Matt Bentley and Slick Wagner Brown come out as the NWA Tag Team Champions, and Mike Tenay has to be like, so 3 weeks ago, you had a show in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Slick Wagner Brown and Matt Bentley won the tag titles. You have no idea who, you guys don't remember who Slick is, but here's the match for that to happen.
So funny.
Or like Bentley and Slick are like number one contenders or something.
Right.
Let me give the context to it. I've always thought the DQ can lead to a title change is like dumb, and the way they did it with like D'Lo and Apollo and stuff was really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are essentially handcuffed to do a clean finish when you don't want to, unless you do a count out.
Right.
But
yeah, it's weird.
I've never liked that. I personally like a promotion where, like the indie company AEW, where it's like no count outs, no DQs. You fight. There's gonna be a finish every time, no matter what. Just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Not like ECW hardcore nonsense, but like
right.
There's gonna be a finish.
Yeah. Bob, I got my big one for you now. This one is, some people may consider this a slight spoiler, but it is, it's being reported and it's not official, so we're going to cover it. Apparently, at this point, Jim Cornette has reached a deal to return to national television as the head authorities figure for TNA. So, let's discuss. Now, Jim Cornette had not signed the contract before going in for knee surgery on May 9th, but both sides have verbally agreed to all terms of a deal. Now, the company apparently wants to debut Cornette as a surprise newcomer in the Larry Zbyszko storyline on June 18th, so Slammiversary. He was asked to keep it top secret, but the word got out when several wrestlers saw a rundown for a videotape package being produced of, quote, TNA's most shocking moments, or something of that sort, and one of the things written in it was Jim Cornette's TNA debut. Which is silly we're pre being a surprise thing, but whatever. Or most shocking moment. Now, Cornette had been talking with TNA ever since he was fired by WWE, with TNA pinching him for the head authority figure position, similar to the role that he currently has with Ring of Honor. This deal is not going to affect his Ring of Honor status, as he's got bookings he's planning on keeping through the end of the year, and will likely return to ROH shortly after his TNA debut to cut a promo and talking about how he would be working for both companies. The deal would be for 8 trips to Orlando over the next year. He won't make every taping due to his refusal to fly, and it's a long drive from Louisville to Orlando. TNA agreed to his price and his number of appearances, and Cornette agreed that when he's needed in the role to shoot a television angle not having to do with his dates, he would drive to the company studio in Nashville and film it there. One would suspect his trips to Orlando would be working most of the pay-per-view shows and the TV tapings the next night to maximize his usage of him per trip, although he will likely miss 1 or 2 pay-per-view shows before the end of the year due to other plans, or if they conflict with his previous plans, including agreed-upon major Ring of Honor shows. Cornette's work on promos in ROH for CZW feud may be the best interview work in wrestling so far this year. While wrestling these days is a talking business, and Cornette is one of the all-time greats, and he's been strong with ROH in the character. It's still going to have to be a situation where Cornette can coach some of the younger guys into being smarter workers, because he's still a name from the past, but a big step up from Larry Zbyszko in a similar role. And then he kind of goes on here. Do you have any thoughts before I continue reading? Because there's a bunch more.
I'm just surprised that he would still be working with Ring of Honor, because I don't know. I feel like if I'm a Ring of Honor viewer, I would be definitely confused that this guy is an authority figure for two different companies.
Well,
at the
like you,
same time.
well, see, but okay, I was gonna make the case that you say all the time, like different universes. But if you're gonna walk in and be like, "Oh, I'm also the boss at TNA," that kind of ruins that. It kind of breaks that wall, right?
Yeah.
So it is a little interesting. I think almost even more interesting that you're taking away or slowly going to stop using all of our favorite talent and the best workers, but the authority figure, we can use him on both shows.
That's another good point.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Now, apparently, for months when TNA was trying to get him in, he said that he didn't want to do anything with TNA until the deal where WWE purchased the OVW videotape collection was completed, because he didn't want anything screwing up that deal. Cornette, who's 44 at this time, has expressed no interest in booking TNA, nor has he been asked, although most on the committee respect him and would listen to his viewpoints. Cornette has said that after booking about 300 weekly television shows between 1999 and 2005 for OVW, he's burned out when it comes to booking. Now, part of the reason is, with this whole thing here, that he does consider this his last run on national television. He didn't like the idea that that the end of his performing career on a national basis was with a Vince Russo inspired gimmick of him as the head of the book to failed miserably NWA, and remade the Midnight Express with WWF. He had figured for almost a decade that was how he went out as a national performer. Now, this does create a very unique situation where the co-owner of WWE's main developmental territory is a TV character for WWE's lone rival group, and is also outspoken about WWE in general. Now, for whatever reason, WWE hasn't expressed any interest in owning the developmental territories it sends its talent to, although now it does want to own all of the television tapes. Before purchasing the OVW library, the company's deal with Deep South was that WWE owned the television footage, while the idea of TNA being affiliated with OVW and Cornette being put back in control sounds good in theory. The reality makes it close to impossible. And then, kind of to wrap this up here, TNA is still losing money. And while in the long run, a developmental system would be a good idea, and OVW has been the most successful one out there, they simply don't have the budget for it. For WWE, signing a few dozen wrestlers at maybe $37,000 a year or so, and a few a little higher, helping support OVW and having Danny Davis on a salary is a drop in the bucket. For TNA, which is very tight with money and has limited revenues coming in, it would be a gigantic bite. Plus, to sign up promising athletes on an annual developmental contract, even at $25,000, would be more than many TNA talent earn, who get paid per TV appearance, while and with fewer names booked for TV. It means less pay for all but the top guys. So it's kind of interesting situation. I'm very interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer Cornette's even directly involved with OVW.
Well, and that's a really great point, right?
But because he part owns it, right?
Yes.
So if he part owns it, then how could WWE? They took away his like booking, and they had Heyman down there after he like choked out Santino. So how could they do that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's weird.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff. Well, that's one of our big ones here. I actually have one of the notes we'll talk about during the show about Jackie Gata. I also teased last week. We'll be talking about that during the show. You guys aren't going to want to miss that one, along with a bunch of other stuff. But that's our heavy hitter for today. Jim Cornette's coming in. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Jim Cornette kind of annoys me, so we'll see how the character is on TNA.
Well, and Cornette. Cornette is like such a Southern character.
Mm-hmm.
He's certainly not going to be a draw. Like, he's not going to draw new viewers in.
Well, right. I mean, that's kind of the interesting part here, right?
Yeah, I just hope that this doesn't make TNA do like Southern style like stipulations, like, oh, you're going to be tarred and feathered if you lose a match.
Tarred and feathered. Oh my god.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
I know what you mean though. Yeah. Ugh. Well, here's to hoping. But I guess there's only one way we're gonna find out, and that is that's as we keep moving forward when he makes his debut.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay, well, Rob, it's about that time.
Is that all your notes?
Well, there's more we'll talk about during the show.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I thought you were teasing there was more before we got on the show.
Oh no, that's I mean, I certainly could, but let's save some for the show while we watch this go home episode before Sacrifice.
That's right, the go home show. It's May 11, 2006. The approximate runtime for this is 42 minutes and 57 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app, or you can find it in your own personal collection. I'm going to count down from 3. When I say play, that is when you're going to want to watch along with us. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is TNA, guys. The new face of professional wrestling.
I fucking jinxed it.
Look at this. Bob goes. Yeah, Bob's like, yo, where's the Dudleys been? Or sorry, Team 3D. Well, we found them.
Are we trying to make like the 3-figure thing? Like, I saw like a handful of like hot chicks doing it, and they probably.
Okay, they did focus the camera very heavily.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? Push up, push up, push up. What's up? What's up? What's up? I thought Don was going to do the oh my. He didn't do it.
We've been fighting warriors in the middle of this ring since we got here. We fought them in the ring until the very end. Every single person, no matter what they did, we always fought them. Telling them like it is, Brother Ray. Oh, he's talking about upper management.
Yeah, there we go. Well, Brother Ray, you lost a bunch of times.
Who did you say is a great wrestler?
AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels.
Oh, that's what I thought he said. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're getting a little jealous that they're not in the tag title match, it sounds like.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Jay. As far as being a great tag team, They don't deserve a title shot before we do. Yep, here we go. We're the most successful tag team in the wrestling business. Do you think that's true? Do you agree with that statement?
What?
That at this point, they're the most successful tag team in the wrestling business.
I mean, if you were to just take it from a tag team championship runs, I guess, but
I kind of feel
a lot of those runs are like 8 days long. So like, do they even really count?
Now look at this though.
No.
This is interesting. The James Gang is coming out, and he's wearing his Nin shirt. As a quick side note here about Kip James. So Brian Myers on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast has been collecting TNA figures and getting them signed with like special inscriptions. And he got the Kip James, and he had him write, "I'm Kip James, bitch."
That's perfect.
Which people who don't know the bullshit that he's been saying here are probably like, what in the world? But look at the tan on Kip James.
Kip James is about to main event Starrcade 97, and he's going to win the title.
Is that not a Hogan tan or what?
Good Lord.
And he's got the blonde hair, of course. So.
I just want to point out, BG James just said that Team 3D has never beaten them. Now, that's true in TNA.
Oh.
But they did beat him.
Wait.
They did beat him at...
Except for the first time we beat you for our first tag team title.
At No Way Out 2000.
You son of a bitch, and you know the freaking show.
Yeah.
Oh god. A tag team that sold out Madison Square Garden 47 times in a row. Come on.
There's no fucking way.
Come on.
47 times?
Oh, the bingo hall joke, dude. Maybe you guys are jealous that you could never get over in that bingo hall.
47. Okay, so
I don't even play bingo. B-52. Oh, you sunk my battleship. They high five. Dude, what the fuck? This is no bingo hall. It's an impact zone. No, it's a soundstage, but...
yeah. I don't know if I like that they high-fived on the joke.
They did not like that. But they're both face teams. I mean, I know they're arguing, but they are both face teams, so I guess it kind of works, right?
You're right.
Our dance card is wide open.
Playfully insulting each other.
Yeah. Now, Bob was wondering, maybe they got nothing for Team 3D. I think we're about to see a number one contenders match of sacrifice between these two teams. I think that's kind of what
you just challenged. You just challenged him to a match.
There you go. He basically was like, my dance card's ready when you are. Look at Devon dancing. There you go. And they shake hands, dude. Sportsmanship. Oh. Oh, shit.
Did he
just headbutt him? He kissed him. He kissed Brother Devon. BG James, that is. That's funny.
What?
I thought he headbutted him. Yeah, he kissed him. In 2006, coming from someone who loves to say a bunch of slurs, that's very interesting.
He's grown a lot.
Yeah, he has. This is a new intro. Not music, but there's a lot of new images in this.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Didn't they do Adrenaline Rush for like 1 week?
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, they stopped doing it.
Thank God, dude. I told you I wasn't switching our intro.
Yeah, that was bad.
Well, that was an interesting opening segment there that went 7 minutes. We just went 7 minutes into the show here. Now, okay, let's talk real quick. Let's pretend we're Dave Meltzer, as we're about to do Warlex Cup. So I have notes about this. It looks like Puma is coming out with Shocker ringside.
We're getting way too much shock.
Yeah. Puma. That's TJP, in case you guys did not know. Here's a look at the World X Cup points. Anyway, you're watching Ultimate Fighter. You get the rollover. First team you see, it's got to be on purpose, right? It's Team 3D, a recognizable tag team. They're hoping that you're going to stick around because you just saw the Dudleys and the New Age Outlaws, right? You think that's why they did that?
I would imagine.
Yeah. But the interesting thing, I'm almost half like you know how sometimes, like, I guess it's more of a nowadays thing. They probably would never do it here, but well, they've done it before. Starting off like when Joe and Daniels fought, and they were mid-fight in the beginning of Impact. Imagine Ultimate Fighter goes off, and you start Impact, and there's already a brawl happening. I feel like that's almost smarter to try to keep the people who are wanting to see a fight. Now, they're different audiences, of course.
Yeah, but... I mean, well, yeah, but that audience is tuning in to UFC for potentially the drama of, like I said before, like how I was.
Well,
the
that's
drama of the house. Or
yeah,
but the main thing of the show is it's a competition about fighting.
Right.
That's the main thing. So yeah, I mean, if that ends and then you bounce into TNA and there's people already fighting, yeah. But I think you need it to be recognizable names. I would probably would have had the James gang come out first because I think people would know Road Dogg and Cap or Billy Gunn more so than the Deli Boys. Team 3.
And by the way, guys, Puma is facing off against Team USA's Chris Sabin here. And here, I got a couple World X Cup notes as Puma. Ooh, fake out. Thought he was going to go for a dive. Well, one of them, I guess, is not technically one. But anyways, I'll do that one second. As things stood at press time, the final member of Team Mexico would be called Incognito. He's a wrestler from like northern Mexico. I should say he's northern Mexico's version of Mystico. He was actually first with the name, but when the CMLL guy got so popular, somehow he lost the rights to the name in a court battle. So he's the OG Mystico, technically, until he wasn't.
Oh, why do I feel like I remember hearing about that? And yeah, he was first using it.
And then CMLL
because somebody else got popular.
Yes, because the other guy got popular. The one that we know is Mystico, probably. I just noticed, I believe Team USA, it might have been, was standing up at the stage. And another note that's like, I guess, semi-related. The Juice, Juventud Guerrera, this isn't about coming into TNA necessarily, but he's apparently going to be running his own shows and trying to bring in USA talent. So he's called TNA and some guys that he's known from WWE that have been let go. So Dave says, if you see John Heidenreich in Mexico, you know where it came from.
Heidenreich got fired?
I guess it must have at this point, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, Hoovy having to book his own shows to get booked is interesting.
Yeah.
Because nobody else will book him. Maybe he just did that so that TNA would actually answer his phone calls.
Oh. Hey, I'm booking a show.
Yeah, book a show. I don't want to be booked on your show, but I'm booking a show.
Right.
Help me out.
Puma flipping in onto Chris Sabin there. Who is that up there? Oh, here we go.
Okay. Jerry Lynn.
Yes. Jay Lethal, Sanjay, and yeah. I saw Jerry Lynn first, to be honest, so that's why There we go. Look at this. A little octopus stretch, kind of. A little modified octopus. Whoa, Team Canada's backstage. We have a half-screen graphic up showing them. That's funny.
Where's Team Japan?
in Japan. They'll be back at the next taping or something, probably. Coming off the rope. Ooh, stops him with a uppercut there. Nice kick by Puma under the head of Chris Sabin. Off the rope. Sabin with a kick to the midsection. Out to the apron. Springboard drop kick. Oh shit, there's Team Japan.
They're right there. Whoops. They're just on the other fucking aisle.
Oh, I thought we were going to see a cradle shock there. Oh, Jushin Liger. Oh, Jushin Liger versus P.D. Williams at Sacrifice? Okay. That's two captains facing off. I'm down for that.
Anytime Jushin Liger makes an appearance, I think I'm good. I mean, good in the sense of like, you know.
Right. It's Jushin Liger.
Yeah.
Of course, there's Black Tiger, Minoru, and Hiroki. I messed it up.
Yeah, you did.
See, now I'm going to mess it up again. It's Goto.
It's Goto.
Here we go. Missile drop kick. Boom. The delayed hesitation drop kick in the corner as Puma was in the Tree of Woe.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh, cradle shock.
Cradle shock.
Boom. That's got to be it. It is. Win for the U.S. Captain wins.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
5 points for the U.S.
Surprised they wouldn't do like all the captains in a match.
That'd be cool. Okay, we're backstage with AMW, Bobby Roode, Scott D'Amore, Jackie Gata, and Gail Kim. Is Jackie crying?
Probably. She's been abused.
Harris is like, you're crying? This is how you represent us? There's no crying in wrestling. You're so pathetic. Get her out of here. Oh, shit. James Storm just fell. I don't think that was on purpose.
I thought he was acting drunk, but there's nothing in his beer.
Maybe he was, but dude, he almost just wiped out. It had to have been because they could have just retaped it. It's not live.
Right.
Oh, Zbyszko came in, and Scott D'Amore says, "Oh, you need help with Raven? I'm not interested." You know, I'm not really interested in helping you. Maybe there's something that you can do to help me. Look at this man. It's A1. Well, I kind of forget about sometimes.
Well, A1 has never really said a word.
That's a really good point. Oh, I can make a match. Wait a second. Take that degenerate scumbag Raven, put him in the ring with A1. Problem solved. Is this a random sacrifice match that we just got made?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
What in the world?
Why would we care?
Up next, A1. Paparazzi Production viewing party. I was going to tell you no, but we got to hear this. I got to turn my volume up for this one. We're seeing a sacrifice package.
That's the type of match announcement where in A1's contract, it was like you're guaranteed one pay-per-view singles match. And they're like, this is how they do it.
Well, yeah. Who will Sting's mystery partner be?
I'm surprised they didn't just spoil it in this video package.
Yeah, right.
Like they did when Skipper became the number 1 contender.
Oh. Backstage with Team USA, all 4 members. Alex Shelley stopped him from talking. Oh, Shelly has a message. You don't get along with me and you don't like me very much. And the feeling service returned, but he felt himself remiss as a next division wrestler, a humanitarian. Okay, we're back to the Nash interview. I knew you'd get this back to TNA.
What? That's what you just said.
What is he? Oh, so if they did all that for Sting, they should do a lot more for Kevin Nash. I gotta shake things up around here. He'll go after the little pride and joy. Oh, he wants to go after something that gives TNA its identity. Because if I do that, I become the identity. You become the most valuable thing, which means the most money. Oh, he already just set his deals up in October, so.
Of a 07.
Oh, he said 07?
Yes, it's 2007.
Oh, okay. You could line up every one of your guys. Line them up in alphabetical order, the entire X division. I could beat every single one of you guys night after night. A mediocre big man would destroy the. So Kevin Nash is like, I can whoop all you guys. What's that motto that you guys use? I believe, and I didn't come up with it, but it's not about weight limits, it's about no limits. I want to see if you guys can back that up. Which one you can back that up when you take a size 16 boot in your face? That's all I gotta say. Thanks, take a hike. Sabin's pissed. He says, man up. Oh, the camera missed him defending the X Division, but also that he's going to be at the pay-per-view Sunday.
Because he's Sting's mystery partner.
Well, it's time for the dinosaurs to move aside. Sunday, he can say it to my face. Are we about to get Sanjay Dutt versus Kevin Nash at Sacrifice now? What in the world are we watching, dude?
Could you imagine promoting a confrontation between Sanjay Dutt and Kevin Nash live on pay-per-view? That's
insanity. It's insanity.
That's fucking hilarious.
Well, as we're at the table here, Bob, I want to let you know that the CEO, Kevin Day, quit this past week. He had just started the job a few months ago, replacing Frank Dickerson, who was not happy about being replaced. Day's role was to get the money losses under control, and he probably quit because he couldn't do that.
Well, why would you quit? I would just get fired.
Huh? Quit. Here comes the Monster Abyss. He kind of told Christian to come get the title from him, so which he does not have in his hand. He's got his chain.
Oh, Father James Mitchell's on the big screen with the championship.
It's in my safe hands.
Possession is 9/10.
This is kind of weird. Abyss is throwing chairs and everything into the ring. We're going to get a little preview here, I think. Table. My weapon of mass destruction. Oh, he's preparing a little preview, which is what he's doing right now. Oh, there's someone in the ring. Oh, so this is a match. He's got a ladder. Oh, it gets drop kicked right into him. No, it's Chase Stevens.
Chase Stevens.
Yeah. Crossbody to the monster, but no, he's caught, slammed against the ring post. Oh, this isn't going to go well for Chase Stevens.
Yeah, I don't think that this is going to go the way that he would want it to.
You see the ladders. You see the tables. You see the chair. And the chains. And it's going to be off the charts. Bob, random thing that really doesn't affect us at all that I just noticed. Spike TV has a new logo in the corner.
Oh, is that new?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, that's good.
Chair wedged in the corner. Chase Stevens with a chair shot over the head of Abyss.
Get him, Chase. And
oh, Lobo. Oh my God, dude. He threw him so hard in that wedge chair. Holy crap.
That ain't right. That is not right. That is dangerous.
Yeah. And Abyss is setting up the table. I like how this is technically like a Full Metal Mayhem match right now because the ref's not stopping it.
Well, he said preview.
I know.
So
Raven is
we
back.
are getting a Full Metal Mayhem show. Or a match on the show.
Irish whip into the ladder. Uh-oh. Choke slam right through the table. There was a chair underneath that, too. Probably not on purpose, but goes for the cover. And that's a 3 count.
Poor Chase.
Yeah. Abyss.
Is this where Andy Douglas comes running down to the ring? Oh, wait.
Nope, here comes Christian Cage.
Andy Douglas. Oh. Oof.
Oh my God, Christian Cage with the ladder hit him right in the face and the midsection. What is he doing?
He's gonna jump off the ladder to the floor.
Well, this is interesting. He's climbing up the ladder. Oop, it almost moved because no one's holding it. But he leaped off the ladder to the floor, taking out Abyss and all of the security. Wow. Christian continues to brawl with Abyss here, ringside. More security comes out. I don't know where they found all these security guys. Oh, Abyss just broke security away too. Continuing to go after Christian. Still to come, that big 6-man main event match. And we will find out Sting's partner, don't forget. Deal or no deal for Jeff Jarrett? Well, he said no deal, so he doesn't get to pick.
Right, so Sting will just tell us.
What is this? Why do we have a See No Evil commercial? Okay, we're back to Impact. We're good. As we're seeing a highlight package again about the Sting situation, I'm going to tell you that the June 9th show at the ECW Arena that's promoted by Hermie Sadler is almost sold out. That's only about 1,100 seats. And apparently Sadler and partner Dave Hebner have seemingly split and will both be running their own shows. So they're not going to partner up anymore.
I mean, I would say that it's impressive that they got us all out, but it's Philadelphia, so ECW Arena. Probably an easy thing to do.
Right. Look, Jarrett got the jobber entrance. Him and Steiner are already in the ring.
I'm surprised they're doing this before the main event.
Well, it must not be that exciting then.
Yeah. It must not be Nash, because Nash would be the main event.
It's not that. Wait, he's with Buff.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Buff, Rick Steiner, and Lex Luger all here appearing again.
Man.
Mind you guys, I want everyone to know this is still the same taping. In case you didn't listen to our episode 2 weeks ago, it's the same taping that we've seen. They did all 3 shows. All right, Jeff.
I hope it's Ron Killings.
You didn't choose the total package, Lex Luger. You did not choose. Buff the stuff. And you didn't choose Dogface Gremlin, Rick Steiner. He looks fucking blown up there.
He doesn't look great.
Right. He was gonna let him make the choice. So he's saying, once again, you can make the choice. There's one more contestant. He's right up the tunnel. We're doing the music thing again? He's got 30 seconds. Could it be from Sting's past, Jeff Jarrett's past? Current TNA roster? Sting, look at me when I'm talking to you. Jeff says he's made a career out of reading people's faces. Oh, he can look in Sting's eyes and say he's out of partners. Jarrett's trying. Oh. You can't call Hulk Hogan. He's doing a stupid fake reality show. Scott Hall. Because his second old lady dumped him again. You can't get Kevin Nash because he's mad at hell at the X Division. And you can't go get Macho Man Randy Savage because he's in the loony bin.
Oh, fuck.
Got a choice to share the partners. Could you pick Marvelous Mark Miro? Yes, you could, but you're not going to.
He's gonna pick Vampiro.
Vampiro.
Brothers in Paint. Oh wait, he didn't say Ultimate Warrior.
Oh shit, the Dingo Warrior.
The Blade Runners.
Oh my god. Okay, let's hear what Sting says. He's gonna give it away before they come out. So let's hear it.
It's Meng.
Thank you. I'll take my time. Bear with me. Oh. Solo performer for the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles. Former mortgage broker. Oh, wait. Tank Abbott's dad was his high school English teacher? What in the world? Oh.
What the fuck?
Sting's being weird, like he's really sad. What is happening? Is Sting reading his own card?
I don't know.
At sacrifice? I think we're gonna sacrifice your body. Oh, currently. Oh, he's the Samoan submission machine. He's undefeated. Bob called it.
He's coming from the heel side.
Well, the other guys are on the other side. I mean, he is kind of a heel, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah, technically.
Jarrett looks like he just shit his pants. Wow, look at this. Now, Bob, this leads me to a Scott Steiner interview note that you're going to laugh your ass off at.
Oh,
He was on Monday Night Mayhem. He did his usual spiel, though he had one great line, Alvarez says. He said the only person he felt sorry for at Sacrifice pay-per-view was Samoa Joe because it was on Mother's Day, and Joe was ironically going to discover that Scott was a motherfucker.
That's great.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay, so we got
Joe,
the
but I'm a
partner.
motherfucker.
What do you think about that option, Bob?
I figured when there was the brief encounter, 3 weeks ago,
Right.
that was going to be what?
That was a good little tease then.
Yeah, the foreshadowing. I feel like the crowd didn't like go nuts for it.
Oh, see, they sounded like decently loud to me, I thought.
Yeah.
Now, you got to keep in mind, they just saw Sting 3 times.
Now, is this all the same day?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that would that explains a lot.
It's a long day.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've seen this same segment 3 times.
Yeah.
The same
Don
basic
West says he's sick of Chris Harris coming over here and yelling at him.
idea. I am not sick of seeing Gail Kim's butt cheeks. I'll say that.
Stop. I love
What?
this tag team. Love this tag team.
Oh, I love the fucking like stockings that she's got on. Oof.
Jesus. Okay, I got 2 notes for you, and one is the Jackie Gata note. So during entrances, let's do this. First up, ICP is looking at promoting a second TNA house show around Detroit for later in the year. There is some talk regarding it in September for the Bound for Glory pay-per-view, although there are many cities being talked about, and it will not necessarily be with ICP. It's not a done deal, but it's a good guess that it would be the first pay-per-view outside of Orlando. Scott D'Amore is also looking at running TNA house shows in Windsor and possibly Toronto. And, of course, Bobby Roode just came out with Scott D'Amore. And then here comes Rhino. And I had to turn my volume down because they are yelling in my ears. I'm trying to read.
Gore.
The War Machine.
Gore.
Now, if you notice,
Gore.
Jackie is not out here ringside. It's just Gail Kim is. Well, we might not be seeing Jackie Gata much longer, Bob.
Oh, no.
And that's because Jackie Gata announced on her website that she is pregnant with a baby boy due at the end of the year.
What? Okay, so she knows the sex of the baby, so that
She's far enough along.
yeah, I was gonna say like, she's got to be a
Right. Now, Charlie Haas said that he got the news on the same day that he got the offer to return to WWE, which that's good, nice.
Oh, he took that. He took that
right.
heartbeat.
Yeah. It's been quite the up and down as they both found out the day that they got back from their honeymoon that they were both fired by WWE. Now, Dave, yeah, Dave basically says that there's no reason that Gata will not have a job when she is ready to return. But she also thinks or Dave says that they should probably write her out next week and plug Christy Hemme, who has signed, into her spot. But I don't think we need to do that. I think we can drop the annoying storyline.
Yeah, how the fuck would you switch it to being Christy Hemme now is going to be objectified and
like knows Jeff Jarrett's secret. Like that's the bigger part of this, remember?
Yeah, no. But they've definitely like dropped.
Yes, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, and dude, that's so done. Oh, so they're saying they sent Jackie to go get coffee for him. James Storm and Rhino were starting us off here, but now Bobby Roode. Oh, yes. So Rhino and Bobby Roode are fighting a sacrifice. So we're getting a little preview here. Who's the greatest?
Have Bobby Roode costing Rhino a match against Abyss recently. That kind of caused that issue. Yeah. Well, you already mentioned the AMW, so I don't need to.
Yeah, I just hit that one.
They very seldomly have like any indie notes, so. Well, I am an idiot because we are not in April. We're in May, Bob. Dumbass. And okay, there's nothing there. I really should start doing these before the show again, but I don't.
That's okay. You're gonna get back on it eventually.
Yeah, else doesn't care. All right. What is the date of the show?
We are on May 11th.
Okay, great. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, well, there's one note here. What the fuck? That can't be right. Oh, wait a minute, because this is Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that makes more sense. All right, because I'm looking at the indie. Okay, yeah, I was looking at the indie notes for Daniels, and I was like, wait a minute, he wasn't at these shows on the day of Sacrifice. What the fuck? So, I'm losing my mind. May 6th is the only note here for Christopher Daniels, and it's actually not Christopher Daniels that competed in the match. No. It's actually Curryman. I know, we're peeking way behind the curtain. Curryman is a character that Christopher Daniels would play in Japan. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm pretty much indifferent about it.
He's spicy.
He's Curryman. Whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
He lost to Ultimo Dragon.
As Curryman. What are we doing?
Revolution 3 in Royal Oak, Michigan.
That's funny.
Yeah, as Curryman. That was not something I was expecting to see here on the notes.
James Storm coming in as well as Harris, but Rhino is cleaning house here. Little shoulder block in the corner. Spinebuster on Storm goes for the cover. That's a kick out.
And then let's see if
Harris
Rhino doesn't have anything. That's our indie notes. We're all set with indie notes.
Well, look at us killing it, dude, with these.
Well, I don't know if I looked at Sabin's, but you know what? It's okay. I didn't realize he was.
Oh, Northern Lariat taking Daniels off the apron. Pele kick by Styles. Wow. Fucking picture perfect right in the face. Super kick by Storm takes out AJ Styles. Oh, there's Jackie Gata. She's a little baby in her right now. Oh, shit. She just threw hot coffee in James Storm's face. Gore.
No way.
Nice sell. Holy shit. Rhino just pinned one of the tag team champions.
Jackie Gata looking pretty good. I could see why. I could see how she got pregnant. I could see it. Way to go, Chris. Not Chris. Charlie Haas. Way to go.
We knew what you meant. Yeah. Okay. That was pretty wild. Styles just tried to grab Gail
AJ,
Kim.
don't be grabbing after Gail Kim, you son of a bitch. You leave her alone.
And here we go, Bob. We technically are. The show's done, but there's a highlight package to hype up Sacrifice a bit here. So what did you think about our go home episode there?
Yeah, it's fine. That was good.
I liked it. Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That Sting thing did not need to drag out 3 weeks.
Absolutely not.
And I think I was even kind of done with it last week when they did the Rick Steiner thing. I think we should have just done it last week, announced Joe, and then you could have done something else this week with it if you really needed to. I don't think it needed to do the same exact segment 3 weeks in a row.
And what, like how you mentioned the context of like it all happened on the same taping day would explain maybe the lackluster response of Joe.
Yes, I'm
At
thinking
least
so.
how it came across to me, it was a lackluster response.
Right. No, I know what you mean,
Yeah.
though.
I think they were kind of expecting or hoping for like, a monumental, like, oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my god, it's Mojo, and that just didn't really happen.
You know what? Actually, I just thought about this. Would have been another really cool partner if he is healthy enough, if he's working. Monty Brown.
Oh, wow.
Dude. That would have been so good.
That would have been so much better.
That's such a perfect twist.
Turn him face, and you guys like turn out, like he's been out with injury. You could be like, you guys forgot about me, blah blah blah.
Dude, that would have been perfect.
You guys are always just using me. Dude, yep. Wow. Damn it.
That would have been good.
Son of a bitch. Well,
you can't have it all.
You can't. Luckily, though, our next show is Sacrifice 2006. And guess what? All of the matches have basically been announced.
Oh, wow.
So there are no surprises. So I'm just going to do a rundown of the show. And then we'll just go from there. So there's the World X Cup. That is the thing. And it would appear that it's a second round match. And it's Petey Williams against Jushin Thunder Liger. Again, don't understand why like Sabin and then whoever the other captain are not involved in that. But whatever. I don't know. There is a NWA World Tag Team Championship match. America's Most Wanted. Defending once again against AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. We have A1 having the biggest singles match of his TNA career. He'll be taking on Raven. A1 kind of being recruited by Larry Sabisco. Well, D'Amore more or less just offered him up.
Right.
So there's that. Rhino taking on Bobby Roode to get revenge for Roode screwing him over against Abyss a few weeks ago. As we saw made tonight, the James Gang are taking on Team 3D. And I don't even know, it's not really a grudge match, but it's more of a maybe friendly fight.
Yeah. I'm looking at that one like a number one contender match kind of thing.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Oh man, James Gang win that, and there's a fucking number one. I'm gonna be pissed. I'd rather Team 3D than James Gang right now.
Totally agree with that.
There's another tag team match. It's the X Division champion Samoa Joe teaming up with Sting to take on Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner. So that should be interesting. And then, of course, the main event. The fight, the battle that we're all paying to see. It's Full Metal Mayhem. Ladders, tables, chairs, and chains. NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Christian Cage defending against Abyss. Now, of course, Abyss technically has the title, but as Father James Mitchell will tell you, possession is 9/10 of the law.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our rundown for Sacrifice. I don't know if I would say, I mean, it's not a horrible looking card, but it also definitely screams like second level to me.
I think that's fair to say. I think, honestly, the main event is what I'm most excited about. And, I mean, technically, we just saw that match at Lockdown. But that's the difference here is I'm more excited to see this Full Metal Mayhem than I was to see them in the Six Sides of Steel.
Yeah. And the reason why I kind of feel like it's a mid-level is because anytime four of your bigger names are in a tag match, that just screams to me like, oh, okay, we got to drag this out.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that.
So I think AMW Styles Daniels on on pay-per-view could be potentially really good. I mean, Petey and Liger. So I think there will be good things. It's just on paper, it comes across as like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe you don't need to buy it in like Slammiversaries next month, so maybe just like wait for that or something. But yeah.
Oh, time will tell.
Yeah, you got anything else for us before we head into Sacrifice?
I don't think I do. I'm excited about Sacrifice, and I hope everyone is going to join us as we are, like you said last week, nearly halfway through 2006. And I think things are going to just keep getting more fun and more interesting as we go here. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. And I hope everybody listening continues to join us and continues to enjoy the show. Next week, or I guess in a couple days, is Sacrifice 2006. So until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.